Genital herpes stages. Herpes stages. 1. Prodrome. The prodrome is a phase of signs or symptoms that indicates the onset of an outbreak. During this stage of herpes outbreaks, the virus is traveling to the surface of the skin. This might cause redness, itchiness, tingling, pain, or burning in and around the affected area. If the outbreak occurs inside the urethra or around the labia, painful urination can occur. Herpes stages. Prodrome, a period of symptoms that marks the onset of an outbreak. Typically this stage lasts for several hours. During the prodrome of a herpes outbreak, some might experience flu-like symptoms including fever, headache, or swollen glands. Pain can also occur in the legs, buttocks, or hips. These symptoms are generally worse if it's the patient's first outbreak. Even though sores and blisters have not developed during this part of the herpes stages, the skin is still highly contagious and remains contagious for the duration of the outbreak. Read, is there a cure for herpes? Herpes stages. 2. Blisters. Once the virus reaches the surface of the skin, blisters begin to form. Blisters from the herpes virus begin as small red bumps that become fluid-filled, clear to whitish yellow in color. Bumps and blisters can be sensitive or painful. Herpes stages. Blisters. Red bumps form, which soon become fluid-filled blisters. The skin around the blister appears red, and blisters commonly form in clusters. The appearance of blisters from herpes can be similar to pimples, ingrown hairs, jock itch, or razor burn. Because of these similarities, herpes is frequently mistaken for one of these other conditions. Fever-like symptoms can continue through this part of the herpes stages, but only if it is an outbreak associated with an initial infection. Read, how long does a herpes outbreak last? Herpes stages. 3. Ulcers. Eventually the blisters break and drain. When this occurs, open sores called ulcers form at the site of the blister. Initially ulcers look like pink or red craters that ooze fluid or more rarely bleed. During this stage, the open sores are more uncomfortable or painful than preceding blisters. Ulcers eventually accumulate dead cells into a soft material colored whitish yellow. This material hardens and turns into a crust or scab. Crusts and scabs form by the area drying out, which doesn't happen in wet areas like inside the mouth or genitals. Herpes stages. 4. Healing. Ulcers can take a long time to heal. During an initial herpes outbreak, healing can take 2 to 4 weeks. Healing during subsequent outbreaks is usually quicker. As ulcers crust and scab, they begin to heal from the outside in. Itchiness is a common symptom during this stage. The scab or crust may crack, possibly causing some bleeding to occur. After the scab is gone, the area may remain red for a while. Scarring can occur if the scabs are picked at. Genital herpes stages. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.